Part 1 is Intro to Drones on robotshot.com. Lesson 1 is about the different terminology that is related to drones. There are various terms, as you can see on the screen, that are related to drones, mechanics, propulsion, different subjects that we can get into later on. One of the most important terms that we should focus on is quadcopters, because that is the most common type of drone and one of the drones that we will be using. Moving on to lesson 2, the frame is the different types of frames that we'll be using. But as previously said, we're going to be using quadcopter, so we should focus on that. It's a quadcopter, has 4 arms and it consists of 4 motors, and is one of the most basic drones. Moving on, we have UAV material / construction. There are different materials we can use to build the drone, such as foam, plastic, aluminum, G10, PCB, and carbon fiber. We can add different props onto the drone as well, and that's about it. Lesson 3 is propulsion, which is what propels a drone. The motor is one of the most important pieces, which provides the power for the drone to lift off and take off. There are different kinds of motors, brushed and brushless, in-runner, which is the one we will be using. Propellers are what the motors power and what lifts the drone as well. There can be prop guards for motors, as you can see. There's also the battery, which is one of the most important pieces, which powers the motors, and the motors therefore power the propellers. Moving on, we have to lesson 5 is assembly of the drone. The battery equals power distribution upstairs, as you saw it. The wiring of the drone and the receiver to the flight controller. So the receiver can transmit to the flight receiver accordingly, and which makes it fly. Part 2 is pros and cons of the drone, which we all worked on in class. It was a project that we had to do. Some pros were medical, military, delivery, and farming that the drones can be used to deliver objects, help farmers. There's also cons of drones, which is battery life, damages, civilian losses, and insurance. Part 3 is introduction to SketchUp Make, which is a software used to model 3D drawings. As you can see right now on the screen, I will be constructing some simple 3D models, basically like a rectangular prism, a triangular prism, maybe a sphere as well, a hexagonal prism, which are just some of the basic shapes that you can construct, and you can also make them 3D, as you can see right there. Making the cylinder right there, triangular prism right there. You can go from flat to 3D. You can make different models you want and create whatever you want, basically. And that is the software we will be using to create our UAV drones. Part 4 is the engineering process for drone construction. EDP step 1 is to ask what is the problem that needs a solution. The problem at hand was that we need to create a drone that was 4.1 grams. The questions I asked myself was, what shape should I use? How big should I make my drone? And the EDP step 2 was to imagine what kind of drone I wanted to make. EDP step 3 is to plan out the drone. And EDP step 4 is finally to create the drone on SketchUp Make.
this is the drone test on the flight simulator that we were provided by Mr. Combe. We had been practicing on it for at least a month, I believe so, before we had to finally take the test. So we had a lot of practice. It was easy. It should have been easy. There was we had to make it go left, go right, go up, go down. We had to make the drone go into a circle or a full-on circle, and then we had to land it, and we had to fly 1 minute. I didn't know we had to fly 1 minute, the total time, and as you can see the stopwatch in the top left corner, mine's is not going to be 1 minute. And right now I'm about to start making it go in a attempt to circle, and it all starts going downhill from here.
Landed. What was that landed? What you mean? That was a circle.
I didn't see the circle.
What?
We have to be within a minute?
Yes.